Well, and I will say this, Suns fans, we're obviously right there with you. This is a very subjective podcast that analyzes the Suns purely through a fan's eyes. So we're with you in saying I'm looking forward to not giving a shit about these Suns for a few weeks. I really am. Obviously, being the managing editor of Bright Side of the Sun, I will be covering the team kind of consistently through that lens. So if you want to stay in the loop on what's going on, be sure to check out Bright Side of the Sun. We always have fantastic coverage from both myself and our writing team, which includes Matthew. So we will obviously be doing things there, but I'm looking forward to just not feeling this misery anymore. I found myself at the end of this season and in this postseason without the energy or the words anymore to describe my frustrations with this team because it was chronic. It was the same thing over and over. It was game 1 and game 2 and game 3 was the same fucking script. It was, we compete for the first half, we fall apart in the third, and we don't have the heart to come back at all in the fourth. Tonight they had some more fight in them, but ultimately what slayed their personal dragon was themselves. The same things that they've had issues with throughout the regular season, the same things that we feared would affect this team in the postseason, and hope that it wouldn't. Because when the postseason began just over a week ago, we were filled with so much hope because we know that this team has the talent. That's not an issue with the Phoenix Suns. They have the talent, but they've lacked the cohesiveness. They've lacked the grit. They've lacked the guidance, and they've lacked the leadership this entire season. So trying to put together words, whether it be here on a podcast or via an article on Bright Side of the Sun, have been a challenge because it's regurgitation at its finest and trying to look at it from a different angle, but you are obtuse if you try to look at it through a different angle because there are there are so many angles. There are so many things that were wrong with this Phoenix Suns team. So I don't feel this hollowness inside of me like a season when it normally ends. When we lost in the finals, that was gut-wrenching, but we were on borrowed time. It felt like it was amazing just to experience not only the playoffs again, but a run to the final, something we hadn't done since 93. It was exhilarating. It was something, especially post-pandemic, that was galvanizing and brought us all together as a fan base. In 22, that was the biggest kick in the balls I've ever felt as a Suns fan since the 94, 95 teams that lost to the Rockets in consecutive years in the second round in Game 7. It was just gut-wrenching. Last year was one of failed expectation, but it was also acceptable because we gutted the team at the trade deadline, gave away all of our wing depth for Kevin Durant. And we knew, hey, this isn't going to – if it works, fantastic. But if it doesn't, we understand. 24 has been a year of we don't understand. We don't understand the why. Why did this go wrong? What fucked up? Why can't we be better than we should have been? Next year, we'll probably run it back again because we're out of outs. We don't have many outs. So it will be a cautious fan base that very tentatively dips our toe back into the water when the season comes back around, afraid to slip and fall into quicksand and to drown into the shadows and depression that the Suns can generate when expectation is behind it, because that's what this was. This was a season full of expectation, and it ended in pure and utter embarrassment. Swept in the first fucking round. So I'm happy to put this to close the book on this chapter in Suns history. I'm exhilarated too, and I'm also frustrated because I know that the book that I open up next season is going to be eerily similar. It'll be interesting to see what has changed to get me re-engaged in this team.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how this, like we said, the article came out so quickly where the sweep, it's miserable, but it's like, if this thing's ready to leak, ready to go, they just wanted to end this as quickly as possible. And that's how it looked this series. They fought, and there was some miserable turnovers towards the end, and Bradley Beal just kind of fouling out. They called it quits. they called it quits probably just to end it early to get rid of maybe their head coach Frank Vogel. That's just disappointing, of course, as a fan. But what can you do, man? And in a season that you are glad that it's over, and you watch other teams on TV today or these playoffs, and you're like, the Suns just do not fit. They have no place or no business being in these playoffs, obviously. So I don't know. I'm done.
First off, John, I want to literally applaud you for every single word you just said, and you too, Matthew, as well. But that was just so well done, so well said. As Monty Williams said, well done and everything. But I can't really top that. But I will just say this, because you guys know me, I'm a content creator, podcaster, whatever you want to call me. It was actually kind of difficult to make videos this year and do live shows because every game felt different. Every game we did not know what to expect. Even when we were winning and stuff and things were clicking, it was like, oh, well, can we do this next game? And it was just frustrating. And look, I've given a lot of crap to the McHale stands and the Cam stands, you know what I mean? And even the DeAndre Ayton stands, but I kind of get it now. So I'm going to eat crow here. And I've been wrong about a lot of things this season, but us getting eliminated, swept in the first round is a reason why I was wrong on so many things. And I'm not necessarily apologizing here, but I'm just saying I am echoing everything you guys are saying, especially you, John. Just such a disappointing season, and that is an understatement. I went live for an hour and a half the other day and just said, like, saying the season is an utter failure, whatever words you want to use, whatever word you want to use is an understatement. And it's just, it doesn't feel real yet. But at the same time, John, like, this might sound selfish. Like, I am also ready just to take like at least a week off of Suns basketball, even if it hurts my channel a little bit, like whatever, take a week off, unwind, and then just start focusing on the draft. Because yes, we actually do have a draft pick this year. Hopefully that draft pick can save us.
Fucking kill me. Well, on that note,
draft pick
on that note, ladies and jamsters, thank you for your support all season long. Again, it doesn't stop just because the season's over for the Suns. Suns Geek, tell everybody where they can follow you.
Yeah, again, I'm going to say this because I just said it not too long ago, but I really do mean this, you guys. For both of our channels, all of our content, Bright Side of the Sun and everything, we are not going to stop. Like, I'm going to be consistently uploading videos, live shows. You guys are going to be doing a weekly podcast and everything. Great work on Bright Side of the Sun. Seriously, subscribe, follow. We are not going to stop, you guys. Even during the dog days of the NBA offseason, we're still going to be pumping out content. So just search Suns Geek and you'll find me. And seriously, John and Matthew, thank you guys for having me, working with me all season long. It's been incredible.
Hell yeah.
And hopefully next season is a lot better for us.
Matthew, final words.
It might just be laughter.
Fair. You can follow him at Matthew Lissy. You can follow our show at Suns Jam on Twitter and Instagram. You can read my writing at brightsideofthesun.com and follow me at Darth Voida. Chug the rest of that beer, Suns Geek, and Matthew, tell them what they can go do.
Go home, love your family, everybody.
Amen. Take care. We'll see you next week or someday.